Okay, so welcome again to the Military Guna TV, and I am your host, Mario Dakers. This is another show, this is another breakdown show, and today, who will be covering? None other than another central midfielder, Anthony Grant. Anthony Grant. So, people, please remember to smash the like button as we get straight into the details of the player, how this player will affect us in particular, and how will we benefit from it at all. So, let's get straight into it. All right, it's not coming up. Good. All right. So there we have the player's profile. We have the player profile at hand, and definitely. So before I get into any matter of the player profile, now let me give you my analysis of the player. Now, first of all, we identify him as a stone crusher, bone crusher, one of those working midfielders. And when I've rewatched quite a few of his game and I've checked out his statistics, it really enlightened me on a lot of things that I didn't even realize. That he's not only a workman like kind of midfielder, he's also a high possession, high press type of midfielder. Now we could clearly remember in the Gold Cup campaign where we tried to do the press, and within like 35 minutes, everyone was literally on their face because they were extremely tired. No, this player is a particular type of player that can press throughout the entire 90 minutes. High energy, intensity. He has it all in the bag. Now, let's get straight into the player detail. As you know, the player profile, position, CDM, central midfield, and also as a centre back, as you can see from his map right there. His age 34 years old. That was the biggest worry for most Reggae Boy fans, the age. Now, we still have Mariappa in the team. Mariappa is also old. A lot of people are not looking at our age bracket. Our age bracket for the team is actually very, very high. We have a lot of players in the 30 region. So definitely we see how that one goes. But as I said, for me, that was my biggest factor. But watching his game, you can say that his age doesn't really account for how he plays and the intensity that he plays with. International Jamaican, recently acquires his document. Height 5'10" in the good height region. Now, despite his height as 5'10", 5 foot, almost 5'11". Now, we should know that one thing about this player in particular. He's a muscular built player, so which means that his height he doesn't necessarily need the height because his physique, his structure gives him that ability to bully anyone off those. Even taller players, he will outdrum them because of his athleticism. He's very, very good. As a very athletic type of player. Right foot appearance. So these appearances are taken from last season, which is 33, because I think last season will give us a stronger benchmark on how we could actually look at the player and view the player on a holistic value. Yes, he played 3 games this season already, but last week gave us a bigger scale to do our assessment on our analytic analysis on. Now, touches 52.2 touches per game. Now, earlier I said to you that he's actually a high possession type of player, despite him being a stone crusher in the midfield. For his average touches to be 52.2 per game, that is significantly higher. That's like an attacking midfielder amount of touch. Or a type of team that plays possession football where you have both defenders trying to retain possession, both centre back. So he's a high touch player despite him being that stone crusher. No, one of the things that I realized, sometimes when he wins the ball, he's not the type of player that is, as he wins the ball as what I thought. I thought he was the type of player that wins the ball and plays on to the next midfielder. He's not that type of player actually. He's the type of player who wins the ball and actually turn down the tempo of the football. Maybe take 1-2 touches and plays it off to his defender to keep the game relatively calm. Now he's also the type of player as well to intercept the ball and make one straight direct pass into the strikers when he sees it fit. Now, passes per match 33.1, which is relatively high, and passing accuracy 81%, which is also another good factor that he has in his belt. Now, look at the strengths, ground duels, and also positioning. As I said, his ability to win the ball is actually very, very good, people. Really, really good. And that all boils down to positioning. Now, he encountered in a lot of ground duels, people. I mean, a lot. This guy encountered in a lot of ground duels. As we all know, he's a stone crusher, but he encountered in a lot of ground duels. And I think that his style of play would suit a type of Whitmore type of system, where we do a lot of physical 1v1s, a man trying to win and players trying to win their personal battles, each individual battle. So that's quite surprising. As I said, let's move over now to the next few stats. Let's get into his passing. He has no assists, as I said, averaging 52.2 touches. So key passes, no big chances created, in which I expect key passes 0.2, which is in the okay zone. No, accurate pass in its own half. Accurate pass in its own half is 88%, which is also good. He's making 19.6 accurate pass in his own half. Now, when I should do the comparison with accurate pass in the opposition half, the amount of passes he makes in the opposition half, it is relatively close to the amount of passes he makes in his own half. So that is telling me, so he makes 19 passes in his own half, whilst he makes 13 passes in the opposition half. So that's literally like six passes difference in regards to what he makes in opposition half and what he makes in his half. So they're telling me that just as though he wants to keep the possession and play the ball in his half, he wants to get the ball going forward quite often just the same. No, accurate pass in his own half is 88%, which is very, very good. I think he can get that up to 90, but remember that League One is very, very rigid. Now, accurate pass in opposition have 73%, which is I also believe is in the fairly good region for a central defensive midfielder. Accurate long ball 3.8 at 63%. That is also a big factor. Now, what I realize is he has this very, very good long diagonal long ball. Now, for him to average 3.8 long balls per game, it's telling me that that's literally like every game is pinging long balls over the top, and at least 4 times he's pinging 4 long balls over the top, and at 63% accuracy. That is very good, people. That's telling me that out of every 4, maybe 2.5 is being completed, which is good over the top, and like he's utilizing those channels really, really well. Chip pass is 1.5 at 48%, which is also relatively high as well. So his passing stats are very, very high, and definitely something I will have to look at. Now, let's get into his attacking stats. Now, for CDM, he has 3 goals in the back, people. He has a rocket of a right foot. He kicks the ball really, really hard. When he connects, it really, really connects, people. Goals per game, 0.1. We expect that. Shots per game, 0.4. We also expect that. And shots on target, 0.2. Which is with 0.2 is actually high for taking 0.1. Goal conversion rate, 25%, people. That is high. People, that is high for a CDM. That is very, very high. So he's actually coming with things to add to the box. So goals from inside the box at 3 out of 7. Goals from outside the box, 0. Headed goals, 2. Right-footed goals, 1. And he also won 1 penalty. So as I said, despite him being 5'10", he does win those headers. And yes, he scores from those headers as well. Right foot goals, 1. Penalty 1, only 1. But you can see that he has so much to offer, so much definitely to offer. So let's get into his other stats. These are stats that accounts for his gameplay, his style of play, and what he does. Successful dribbles 0.2 at 57%. He's not that dribbling type, and I think that is something that he should add to his game. But he's not that type of player who's just going to sit around. Total duels 5.3 at 61%, which is also very, very high. Ground duels 3.9. These are averaging the amount of duels he does on a single game, on 90 minutes, on a one specific day. So for him to encounter in 3.9 ground duels and also winning 64% of them, that is very, very good. Aerial duels 1.3 at 52%. So which means that if he encountered in 4 aerial duels, he's winning us 2 of them. If he's going in 10 ground duels, he's definitely winning at least minimum 7 of them. Possession loss 9.2, which is actually in excellent zone. That is very, very good. That is telling me that he's the type of player that you can't take the ball from. His physique tells you a lot. Fouls, he commits one fouls. And listen to this, people. Look at this now. He only commits one foul per 90. And he's encountered in at least minimum 6 duels. And he's complete, and he has only averaging one foul, which is very, very good. And he's fouled more than the amount of fouls that he commits. So these are very, very good aspects of his game. Excellent aspects of his game, I would say. And he has only received 3 yellow cards throughout the entire season, which is telling me that despite him going into all those duels and committing just a foul per game, only receiving 3 yellow cards through 33 games, that is telling me that this man knows how to tackle. He has perfect timing, as you can see earlier on the position map, that he has very, very good positioning. And I think that is the reason why we see all of these stats now stacking up so beautifully well. And definitely, it's for due cause. Let's get into the defensive aspect of his game now, the area where we want to learn and the area that we know that will affect us. Interception per game, 1.23. People might say that is not high, but listen to the reason that is not high. Remember, he's already good positioning. So he does not necessarily is going to do a lot of interception or a lot of tackles because he's going to win the ball naturally. Tackles per game, 1.5. Possession 0.3. Dribble pass is 0.6, which is also good. I don't like to have a defensive midfielder is going to be dribble pass quite easily. And definitely him not being dribble pass and not committing any foul is a good sign. Clearance per game, 1.6, which is very, very good. Error led to a shot, 0. Error led to a goal, 0. Penalty goals conceded, 0. This man knows how to tackle. That's all he can say. He knows how to tackle. So let's get into his heat map. As you can see from the heat map, quite intense. Very, very intense heat map. Is literally all over the pitch. Now, even in the defensive third, he's doing a lot of work because, you might have to cover for a centre back every now and then. But you can see the intensity that this man plays with. And it highlights via the heat map. You can see. That's evident. No, he covers a lot of grounds, a lot of kilometers. I think he ranked in the top 10. I think he ranked about 6th last year in the League One for distance covered. I can't remember the exact number, how much it was, but it was a lot, people. It was a lot. And minutes. I think he's ranked 3rd in the team for minutes completed throughout the season. No, that is telling us that he's highly reliable. Not injury prone as well. So these are really, really good factors from him. I think that literally covers everything. That covers everything, people. And that is the player that we definitely got on our hands today. Hopefully, this video is a long one. So guys, make sure that I'm hoping that you guys got something from this one today. Anthony Grant, another player that we have covered. Very, very good player coming in. I think that despite his age, which was my biggest factor, it's telling me that this player has something in the locker that we are looking forward, and he can definitely add something to what we have. Yes, we know the League One is quite different from the Championship and also the Premier League. But we have to bear in mind that we still have players in those regions that are still not stacking up with the stats like that. And it's not an easy league as what people think. People, guys, remember, smash that like button. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well. Smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, people. I would definitely appreciate it. This has been a good one. Anthony Grant. Do you guys believe that the tactical breakdown that you just got, the breakdown show, do you guys believe that this guy can add anything to the team? I definitely think he will and would add something to the team if we should get if Tapper Whitmore should call him, if we all know that one goes, the political aspect of it. So people, thank you very much for tuning in. This has been a really good one. Until then, peace out.